Hey, thank you so very much for joining me. Today I'm talking all about sleep. So sleep is so important for our health, and a lot of times it's the first thing to go out the window when we are either stressed, when we're busy, when we just have a lot to do. Sleep is usually the first thing that we disregard, and unfortunately that has a huge impact on our health. It also has a big impact on our eating habits. So I'm going to talk all about how sleep affects your digestive system, your blood sugar regulating system, and how we can get into a cycle that just doesn't allow for very good sleep. And then in the next video that I will post later this week, I will talk all about my favorite foods and helpful tips and tricks for better sleep that aren't habit-forming forms of medication. So how we get to sleep is really important. So if you're someone who struggles to get to sleep, if you're someone who struggles to stay asleep, these videos are going to be really helpful for you. Or if you feel like you sleep fine but are tired all the time, these videos are also going to be helpful for you. So the first thing to understand when it comes to sleep is sleep has everything to do with how your digestive system is working and how your blood sugar regulation is going on in your body. So if you think about it, when we're asleep, your digestive system gets a chance to heal, that gets a chance to kind of just take a break and repair itself. Unless if we're eating too late, then your body's trying to focus on digesting your food and never gets a chance to rest and just heal itself from the inside out. Now, if your digestive system never gets a chance to rest, that makes it very hard for you to get enough energy out of your food during the day. So this can make you very tired throughout the day and also disrupts blood sugar regulation, which also has a lot to do with your energy levels. If you're not digesting your food and you can't get the energy out of it, and then once you do get the energy out of your food and your body is trying to regulate your blood sugar all day long, it has a really hard time giving you enough energy to make it through that 3 o'clock workday slump, or to get to sleep, or to feel asleep. A lot of times that happens is that we feel tired all day long, and then at night a lot of people find themselves not as tired as they were during the day and have a hard time getting to sleep. That has to do with their blood sugar regulation. So a lot of times what happens is we go through the day, we're not as tired, and we want something to calm us down. This is why a lot of times at night we crave something sweet, something with salt, something that is high in carbs, is because essentially it raises your blood sugar, which helps calm your body down. Now, this may seem like a good thing, but unfortunately, what that does is it raises your blood sugar, which also raises your internal body temperature and makes it hard to get to sleep. So then it's already harder to get to sleep, and it's harder to stay asleep, because after your blood sugar rises, it's going to drop in the middle of the night. When it drops later in the night, that's usually when we get up and we have to go to the bathroom, or we get up or wake up for no reason, have a hard time going back to sleep, or just up quite a few times during the night. That has to do with our blood sugar regulation. So there's a lot of things going on and a lot of moving parts to our sleeping patterns. So there's definitely a lot of things that we can do to help manage our sleeping patterns. So a big thing is not eating too late before you go to bed. And if you are eating before you go to bed, make sure it's high in fat and high in protein to help stabilize your blood sugar throughout the night. That way, when your body is trying to compensate and your blood sugar is raising and dropping at night, it really makes it hard for it to regulate during the day and makes those intense cravings that we get throughout the day too. So by boosting your ability to regulate blood sugar at night, you're really going to help your body regulate your cravings and your self-control during the next day. That's why on days that we don't sleep very good, we probably aren't going to eat very good the next day, unfortunately. So usually when that happens, we reach for caffeine too. And so we get tired, we drink caffeine, which caffeine also has a big impact on our ability to turn down sweets. We usually crave more sweets when you have caffeine with it. So we have caffeine, we have sweets, and then that raises our blood sugar and dysregulates our blood sugar throughout the day. we hit that 3 o'clock slump, we reach for more caffeine, which is too late in the day to be having caffeine, and then we can't sleep at night, and then we can't sleep at night, and so then the next day we're reaching for more caffeine. It creates this very vicious cycle that makes it hard to stay asleep and feel energy, and a lot of times we get burnt out very quickly. So another thing I recommend is not having caffeine after 9 a.m. in the morning. This is really going to help with your blood sugar regulation and with just your ability to manage caffeine and not drink too much too late in the day to help with your sleep patterns. I also recommend cycling through caffeine, so on some days you have caffeine and other days you don't, just to make sure that your brain receptors don't get too used to caffeine consumption, and that way it actually will give you energy when you drink it. So that being said, there's a lot of different ways that we can help with your sleeping patterns, and like I said, next video that I will post later this week, I will talk all about different ways and different tricks and foods that will specifically help regulate your sleeping patterns.